We got all kinds of $20 million stuff. Guess how it all started? Giving myself permission to allow it into my head without an immediate no. So that's step one in architecting where you need to go, is give yourself permission in your mind to explore what will it take to get to your number and to stay there. What needs to happen? So how many of you, your number is under $1 million a year? No shame. Anybody? It's under $1 million? Yours is under $1 million? Earnings per year. Yeah, your dream. Yeah. So you're all $1 million, kind of minimum. Okay? How many million is your number? $1 million a year. Show of hands. Okay? Great. How many is 2 million? 3 million? A year. 4 million? 5 million? 6 million? 7 million? 8 million? How many don't have a number? I mean, where am I? How many are $1 million a month? $1 million a month. Okay. So we planted the seed. You're giving yourself permission to go there. Wonderful. Fantastic. So let's just talk about 1 million a month. Okay? And then you can reduce it down however you want to go. Some of you do not even feel authentic writing that onto a piece of paper. You're like, it might as well be $1 trillion. Okay, why not? $1 trillion a month. I want $1 trillion a month. It's like too much. It's ridiculous. It's silly. Give yourself permission to let go of this. This is silly. And I want you to kind of think in terms of, what if you had to? What if there was no choice? What if you had to save your family? You had 5 years to do it. And if you didn't do it, you didn't save your family. Your family's at risk. Okay? How would you think about this? How would you explore it? So, whether it's this or another number, don't get hung up on the exact number. I want you to pick something that is aspirational, and let's start thinking about architecture. First, let's talk about lines of significance. Lines of significance. This is a good measure to be able to figure something like this out. So I want you to consider, what is a significant line for you? What are they doing in order for that line to be significant? It's going to be different for different people. What would it be for you? 100,000 a month of sales. What would a person in that line be earning? 6 figures. So a 6-figure earner line, let's just say. Now you can determine whatever it is that you want that to be based upon your comp plan, your business, your structure, whatever. But let's just assume for a second, even if some of you are in a binary structure, it's going to be enrollment lines in something like that. Okay. So how many of those do you need at a minimum? If all of them were just exactly 100,000 a year, what would it take in order to be able to hit $1 million a month? Can you think about it? 20? Do you think 20 individual lines would get you there? If it was, what do you mean perfect? If it was just that. Yeah, but here's what I need you to know. What is the exact calculation? He said, I need to do the exact calculation. Exactly. That's what I want you to do. What's the exact calculation? And here's first principle thinking. If you can do 1, you can do unlimited. You literally choose to stop because we get comfortable and we start working with the 3 that we love, and it's easier to work with the ones that you have than giving birth to new ones and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's say it's 20. I would venture to guess that 20 won't get you there. I don't think it will. It might, depending on your comp plan, depending on your company. It might, but it's likely to be more than that. Okay, Jared, how many do you think it would take? 35 to 40. Somewhere now there's different compensation plans. So some you're going to have to go much wider. Say take some organizations like Trey, for example. His organization pays 3 generations of leaders, whatever, three generations deep. So there's a bunch of volume that's kind of like his banked long-term stability of his business, and so he's going to probably have to go wider in order to be able to achieve that. Plus, part of his compensation plan is a breakaway. So the higher the people in these different lines rise up, the more it's going to shrink his override, which means he's going to have to kind of basically to now, like, how many lines of significance do you have right now? 8. Really? 8 for your income? Wow. Is it all right if I tell him how much you're making? He's making about 6 million a year. He's built a very stable business. Half a million a month. So he's got to double that. So yeah, give him congratulations. Well done. Not an income claim. I'm not promising anybody's going to be able to do that. We're all family here. So do you think 16 will do it? 15, you think it might happen? And as you do these other 7 or 8, is it going to squeeze up some of the original 7 or 8? And you might have to go a 1 or 2 wider in order to, because some of them are going to get inspired and see what you're doing, and you got to improve the 8 that you have, and then go to 15. 15 is the goal. So you think 15 will get you there? All right. So Jennifer, how many do you have now? I understand it's changed a lot. You guys went through a battle. You went through, guess what? Everybody in this room has, at some point, gone through a season where it was amazing, and now it's still, I'm grateful, I'm appreciative, but it's not what we used to love, right? Yes, you have about 5 now. 4. How many lines do you have a 6-figure earner in each line? Okay, 4. Let's call it 4. And at your peak, what were you making? Over $1 million. So 10 to get to $1 million. So what do you got to do to get to $1 million a month? I understand. To get to $1 million a month, is it 100? Probably not 100. You got 5 generations, you got dynamic compression, you got all this stuff, yeah? So what's the number? 20? You can go from 5 to 20, or from 10. 10 was making you $1 million, 20 would make you $1 million a month? Pull a whole bunch of them? Okay. So let's call it 20. I think that's a little light. As you really map it out and architect it, I just want you to think about it, okay? What is it going to take? Because I just want you to own the number, whatever that number is. Ilian, how many do you have today? Significant lines, 6-figure earner in a line. I know it's a big number. Approximately. Here, I got it, Mike. Thank you so much.
Probably around 86 figures.
How many?
Probably around 70 to 86 figures.
How many individual lines?
Individual lines? About 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah.
8 to 10. So, but you have significant depth.
Very.
Yeah, significant depth. All right. And you're earning about 500,000 a month.
Yep.
Okay. So in order to double that, do you think you can get a double by getting to 20?
I actually only need 50% of growth to hit $1 million a month.
50% of growth from what you have right now.
Team, yeah.
Without any new existing lines?
Yes.
So you can grow based upon what you're doing with the compound you have, grow the existing lines that you have, drive depth. So that takes a little pressure off. You don't have to have as many newborns in your team. You just tap root, drive.
Yes. We need 2,777 core ranks.
2,777. That's the math. How many active core ranks?
Active core ranks.
Okay. And a core rank is doing approximately
30 people.
30 people. So 3,000 people that have a 30-person team, something like that.
Yeah.
Or 30 customers,
yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, the architecture is very, very important that you figure out exactly what is required in order to be able to make it happen. All right? Give him a round of applause. Big number. Come on, woman. So how many lines do you have now?
At the
significant lines, yeah.
I'd say probably 5.
5. And earning about?
Over 6 figures.
6 figures what?
A year.
A year. You're way over 6 figures a year, aren't you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were talking about my.
Yeah. So are you? How much you earn in a year, approximately?
Like 1.4.
1.4. So all right, 1.4. You have how many individual lines doing 6 figures plus?
Probably 5.
5. So to get to $1 million a month, was that your number?
Yeah.
$1 million a month. And you're going to have to imagine, because you're not going to know how it's going to impact the rest of your team. But just imagine, what would that take in terms of lines?
I think if I got 15 more to where the 5 are, and then I probably have at least another 5, 10 that would come back up. So around 25, 30.
So 30 in total?
Yeah.
You think 30 in total might be able to achieve the revenue necessary to generate $1 million a month?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an example. Now, here's what I would tell you. You can't assume that everybody that you build to that level is going to stay. Some are going to quit. Some are going to get tired. Some are going to retire. Some are going to join another company. Some are going to tear a couple other people of your team out of your team. Some are going to get into a civil war with each other. Some are not going to talk to each other. There's just going to be some shit that shows up inside of your business. And when that does, you just have to have in your mind a replacement factor, right? There's two things. There's a replacement factor of people that you might lose. But on the other side, there's going to be a lift from the people that you existing have. You know, if let's say you have 30 lines, okay? $30 significant lines. Like 4 of those 30 are going to be doing half of the volume of the entire group. 4 or 5, right? The other 25 are going to be doing the other half. And so it's going to be this cascading down. There's going to be people barely 6 figures. There's going to be people, you know, a bunch of 7 figures by then. You can also think about like, how many 7-figure lines do you need? It's another way to think about it. Just an architecture line. How many 7-figure earner lines do you need in order for you to be a 7-figure a month? If they're 7-figure a year, it's a different thing. See what I mean? If they're a 7-figure a year person, you get enough of those, you can become a 7-figure a month person. That make sense? So it's another way you can think about it. It's much tougher than building a bunch of 6-figure lines. 6-figure lines, you're gonna have to go quantity. 7-figure lines, you can go less quantity and it's more quality, right? You're gonna have to teach them not just to be earners, but to be leaders. Jorge and Disney, I'll put you on the spot. The numbers guy. So Jorge and Disney have a big business and they're out of Miami. How many lines of significance, 6-figure lines do you have today?
Right now, about 4.
4, really? Only 4?
Yeah.
Wow, 4 different lines. One of the 4 is probably doing half the volume?
Maybe 40%.
40%, okay. And then reasonably balanced with the other 3?
Just about.
Okay. Is that the most you've ever had or is that down a bit?
It's down.
From what?
From about 7.
Yeah, it's from 7 down to 4. What happened with the other 3?
Part of what you talked about.
Life.
Yeah, life.
Life happened. Attrition happened. Egos happened. Distractions happened.
Lack of leadership.
Huh?
Lack of leadership.
Lack of leadership happened. Competition happened. They weren't able to deal with adversity happened. All kinds of stuff, right? Relationships got weird, funky stuff happens. But the 4 is earning you about approximately how much?
Around $2 million.
About $2 million a year. So your peak was 4-ish?
4-ish. 4.6 was the highest.
4.6, kind of pandemic era?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bubble, a lot of people experience the bubble. So in thinking through this architecturally, how many 6-figure a year annual earner lines would it require in order for you to be able to enjoy $1 million a month consistently?
Yeah, so I've thought about it before, and I think the number's about 20.
20?
About 20.
So would you call those like 20 Prez team, 20 diamond lines? What would?
Yeah, more or less.
20 diamonds.
So 20 diamonds. Out of those 20, some of them will probably be collecting at diamond level, some may not, but they'll still be earning 6 figures.
Yeah.
So I think the number's about 20, but not only 20. Out of those 20, we'd probably have to have a few that are significantly higher within the ranks.
Yeah. Now there's an interesting nuance here because they have a club model inside of what it is they do. How many of them would have to be networkers versus club operators? Or maybe a networker who is driving a club, you know, versus just a club operator and just happy driving their club and they're making.
So we have a mix of both.
Yeah.
You know this. Like
Yeah.
Trey's heavy on the clubs. I mean, he's the guy for the clubs.
Yeah. He's killer.
That's really never been our thing. So now we have like a fusion of the two, where we have physical locations that are not clubs. They're more of a fitness space.
Mm-hmm.
And so our people there are like a hybrid between club people and networkers.
Okay.
So I think a good percentage of those 20 would have to have this type of model.
Yeah. So kind of a hybrid.
Correct.
Hybrid model. All right. If they were 7-figure annual earners, how many lines of a 7-figure annual earner would you need to make 7 figures a month?
It's hard to tell because, you know, with our comp plan, we get cut out.
I know.
So I still think we'd need about 20.
It's similar.
Yeah, because
it depends on the thickness. Like Trey has a very thick business, So that thickness 15 might be able to get there.
Right.
If I was him and you had to have the million a month, I wouldn't count on 15. I would move that number to 20 in order to be comfortable knowing that I could withstand a storm and still keep it. You don't want to do just enough to be able to get there and then not be able to hold it. You know what I mean? So different, and again, same company. These guys, same company. Slightly different models will require slightly different numbers. But your architecture, and I want you to think about this. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Whatever he lands on is going to become their vision. It's going to become what they say to their team. It's going to become how they communicate, how they recruit. Do you want to be part of this vision or not? Here's where we're going. In order for us to get where we want to go, we want to help you get where you want to go. We're looking for people who are going to fit into that puzzle. This is different than saying, would you like to be my customer? Would you like to be a distributor and make a few extra $100? No. This is an empire building thing that we're involved in here. Completely different conversation. You know what I'm saying? So even within the same company, it might be different. Some of you might, and I want to take the training wheels off and give you permission to have 100 lines making 6 figures a year. Why do you have to stop at 20? Why do you have to stop at 15? What if you get so good at this that you can bang out a couple every month? Here's 2 new ones this month. Here's another 2 new next month. And it's just 24 a year lines because you built the machine to be able to do it. See what I mean? It's a different thinking, man. And that's what I want you to be going through in this process. Like, okay, whether you're going through radical transition, major change, whatever, all right, in major change comes major opportunity. And there's going to be people who get sidetracked and messed up and grumbling and waiting for things to get back to normal. And if you're not that person and you're just taking charge, that you make all the money. You get it all. Marco, I'm curious how yours looks. What do you think?
I mean, I have it very clear what it takes.
Huh? Say again?
I have very clear. It's already drawn out.
You've drawn it out. Great.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So 7 income centers, we call it, so it would be new positions, right? We have income centers, we call them.
So do you have the opportunity to have multiple income centers in your business yourself? All right. So once you max out a certain income center, then it opens up another one.
Correct.
All right. So you would have to max out 7 of them?
Yeah, I would need, So we'll take around, let's say yes. It's not even really maxed out, but certain volume in them.
7-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that how you would map it? Income centers versus lines of significance?
Yep. I could do it building enrollment lines, but I would need many more and much more volume if I did it with enrollment lines built in 2 legs. Also possible.
So yours is compensation plan specific.
Hybrid.
Here's how to maximize the compensation plan that's laid out in front of me. All right. Here's the path to being able to do it and sustain it.
Correct.
All right. So so 7 income centers, and how many income centers do you have now that are at a certain level?
I built 12 good lines in 3 income centers.
12 lines in 3. So would you need, so it's like 4 per line or 4 per income center approximately?
Yeah.
So you'd need 4 times the 7. So it'd be 28. 28 lines in those 7 income centers approximately?
Yeah, but it could be one line that's really strong as well.
Could be one line, yes. But on average.
Yeah.
On average. So your number is like 28 structured really intelligently.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How much you making now? Approximately?
1.5.
1.5. All right. So I hope this is on video somewhere. So we can have this conversation that when he talked about having 1.5 and now he's making that in a month. That'll be an exciting time. Yeah.
But since I built it in 3, if I would have built that in 5, 6, I would already triple my income with the same volume.
Yes. So say again.
Because I built in depth instead of building wide, right?
Yes.
If I had this,
you built for stability. You built long term. That and maybe that gave up some income in the short term, but it didn't give up income in the long term.
Correct.
Yeah. There's always ways to perfectly architect your compensation plan to suck every penny out of it, but that doesn't necessarily build the stable business that you really want. Because again, one skill set to get there, another skill set to stay there, a third skill set to grow from there. I mean, it's a 4th skill set to duplicate it. There's literally 4 skill sets. I would love to tell you what you do once is all you do and you just keep doing it. It's not. It's not. So many people got there, couldn't hold it. Got there, thought they were done. Got there, thought they had enough stability. Didn't realize, most people in this room, your business is a lovely business. It's a beautiful business, but it's a fragile business. It's a fragile business. You are 3 or 4 people away from your business being in real trouble.
Eric, I lost 9 lines. I have 12 lines.
Yeah.
I lost 9 people life came in the way that would do it.
9 out of 12.
No, I had 21.
You're 21, and you
nine
lost
that I lost
9.
with different.
And for what happened to them?
One died, 2 got terminated.
One literally died.
Got pneumonia and died.
Oh wow! And some got terminated. They did some things they shouldn't have done, and
2 others couldn't keep their friend in at the right place.
ah,
So they're
so you know,
self-destructed.
yeah, self-destructed. The sleeping
One
around,
partier-
syndrome,
One
party
Party
syndrome.
too much. We know the party syndrome, how they end always. So
Mhm.
he ended that way as well. And
Yeah, stuff happens. Just because you build it doesn't.
that's
mean
why
it's gonna
building
stay
wide,
there.
right? I'm keep building new leaders because anything can happen. As you said, it's a fragile business. If you rely on 3-4 lines, which many don't do.
Well, the other thing that happens with this, and you got to really be aware of this. If a person becomes an earner and you edify them too much as an earner, you set them up and set yourself up for failure. Because if you call somebody a leader enough times, they're going to consider themselves a leader. Instead of saying, congratulations on being an earner, now let's stabilize you, teach you how to be a leader. Then you can, do you like the income that you have right now? Would you like to keep it? Let me tell you how. We have to develop some leadership stuff. We got to talk about this personal behavior stuff. We got to talk about this ego stuff. Where's this ego coming from? You're an earner. Congratulations. You won the lottery, but you're not a leader yet. You know, we're going to get there. That doesn't mean I don't respect the effort. I respect the effort. But again, I've been around this too long. I can't let you sit in this situation and pretend that you're something that you're not. You're not. It's like calling somebody an athlete and then having them run onto an NFL field and try and catch a pass across the middle against Ray Lewis. You're going to get demolished. It's not even going to be close. You know, oh, I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete. Okay, let's see. Let's build some muscle, right? Let's not just pretend. You know, yes, edification, but careful. Got to be careful. All right, great. So with all of this, I could go round and round and round, different levels, different things. I want you to be thinking first about structure. First, about structure. What does your structure need to be? And start down that road, okay? Second, I want you to be thinking about culture. And we did some conversations in terms of this. In order to be able to build these lines, in order to be able to stabilize these lines, in order to be able to do what needs to be done, you got to set a culture that is not about earnership, it's about leadership. It's not about getting there one time, it's not about the pin. You know, because people walk around with that pin enough times, they start thinking they're the pin. They ain't the pin. There's a weird part of our business that actually is a disservice, is the damn pin. You ain't the pin. You know how many people walking around your company wearing a pin that they haven't qualified at in years? And they're all proud, they got their badge, and because we never take away titles. And even though they know it's not true, their brain will not convince them that it's not true. They'll still demand to be on stage. They'll still demand to be in the room. They'll still demand to have their voice heard. They'll still demand to be on the advisory boards. I don't know what my solution to that is. Can't take the dang thing away. But we can culturally, my only solution is culture. Like within your organization, you're going to recognize, you know, look, earners and leaders, and you're going to have open conversation about earners and leaders, and it's not about disrespect and de-edification. It's just about the truth. You have earners, and inside the group, you're going to be edifying and recognizing paid as pins, not lifetime peak earning pins. Paid as. Inside your team, your company might not be able to do it, but you can. You know, you're going to be talking about congratulations on this, but there's this gap and this gap and this gap and this gap. You've got recruiting, you've got selling, but your retention is this. And we got to fix this in order for you to have a business that lasts. Otherwise, you're going to be a short-term player. We got to figure out duplication because it's all you. There's not enough duplication happening inside your team. Where are the leaders? Where are the presenters? Where are the travelers inside your organization where are the people building in local markets in order to be able to have something that sustains long-term? That's cultural. What are you rewarding? What are you punishing? Subtle, even if it needs to be subtle. The only way you build a culture is rewarding the wrong behavior and rewarding the right behavior and punishing the wrong behavior. That's the only way. And some of you are the empath in all of us in network marketing, struggle with the punishment part. We want to recognize behavior, even though somebody did something last time they lifted a finger in your business was 8 years ago. You need to have a Hall of Fame and the All-Stars. Hall of Fame, recognize you for what you did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate you. Edify you. Go sit over there with all the people in the Hall of Fame jackets. All-Stars are the people on the stage, people doing it now, right? That's cultural. Your company really will struggle with doing that. You know why? All the Hall of Famers have the bat line to your CEO. All the Hall of Famers grew up with your president. You know, so they're going to go right past you and they're going to say, I cannot believe you are treating me this way. The disrespect. I just can't believe the disrespect. They haven't recruited people in years. Culture. Third culture. Second culture. Third, your approach. I want you to imagine you have to make $1 million a month. You have to. It's that or nothing. It's that or your family's at risk. It's that or disaster. It's that. You have to do that. What would your approach be when you go talk to a prospect? Would it be about losing a couple pounds? Would it be about having healthier skin? Would it be about, hydrating themselves properly? Would it be about having more energy, getting better sleep? Yes, of course. But it would be, we have all this stuff and we have an opportunity for people who are serious. Let me show you the business, the system, the model. If Jeff Bezos was running your distributorship, the only way he could make money was with your distributorship. What would he do? He would say, company has this and this and this and this and this. I'm going to build a network and we're going to have a method of operation to be radically focused on the customers with those products and services. But I'm going to build a network. I'm looking for killers. I'm looking for some absolute beasts. I'm looking for some entrepreneurial visionaries. I'm looking for people who are strong, ready to go. Now, I don't mean you're not going to, how do I say this? I know that what's working for the rank and file is prospect about the quality of your product. Bring them in as customers. Nurture those relationships and get some referrals from those people. Upgrade some of those people to distributor. Oh, then you can get some moms on a mission making $300 a month. You can get some single moms, killing it, making $500, a week, right? And then you can have a few people that step in and say, you know what, maybe I can do this full time. And they go full time and they retire their spouse. And then, maybe if 5 years from now, we can have some people that are building a city. Lovely. All that is lovely and all that is fine. And what I'm here to suggest to you is that might be a great foundational culture for your team, but it might be slower than you have the time in order to be able to build what you need to build. See what I mean? I'm not saying no to any of those things. All of those things are stable, solid, long-term. You can count on them for forever. But there's a different conversation. There's two conversations. Here's the general conversation. Here's the machine that we have. Here's this incredible thing, and we get millions of people doing a little bit, and it's all that stuff. But me as entrepreneur, me as kingdom builder, I'm looking for some entrepreneurs. Do you want to help me build this machine? You want to help me run this machine? You want to take the Southeast? You want to take the Northeast? You want to take the UK? Who wants Spain? Who wants Mexico? Who wants Colombia? Who wants the Philippines? Let's go take it. It's takeable. Now, this is the model. But I'm not going to go to you as an entrepreneurial killer and say, come be my customer. And I'm going to nurture you for 3 months and maybe I'll get a referral. And then I'm going to turn that referral into would you like to be a mom on a mission? Making $300 a month. Would you like to upgrade that to $500 a week? And would you like to update? Maybe you could retire your spouse. Get your kids home from daycare. Wouldn't that be exciting? And then maybe I want to come over here and say, look, I want to build something massive. I want to help people make $1 million a year building this machine, running this machine, making sure this stuff happens. I don't know if you're a candidate for that or not, but can we have that conversation? You come and talk to me, you say, hey, here, try my product, fine. If you're over here, hey, there's $1 million a year or $1 million a month even on the table. Put the claims aside for a second, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think there's something big. You can decide what it's going to be. Let's look at the compensation plan, see what's possible. I'll tell you, here's what I think is possible for me. I'm not claiming that you can do it or anybody's going to do it, but this is where I'm aiming. Does that hold an interest for you or not? I think we've gotten lost in this a little. Am I psychotic for thinking that? I think we've gotten lost in this, the weeds of our business, the changing diapers of our business. And I understand it's foundational. I understand it's important. I understand it matters, but it's so slow. Yes. Hold on. You need a mic. Here.
When you're talking about this, all I could think about is how many partners are so focused on product.
Yep.
Which is ultimately like
It's all
the
we've taught
slow
them.
way.
It's all we've taught them.
So can you talk about like the pivot
Yeah.
to talking about the opportunity and the business
Yep.
versus, okay.
Here's all I would do. And again, this is I'm having in real time the fight that I'm dealing with in my head with all my corporate clients and everything else. I'm having this in front of you in real time. Okay. I'm just telling you what I would do. And I would just, there's something between this organic model and an empire, right between it, that there's a findable solution. So what I would do is if I had a bunch of people who are very product focused, I would just say, don't stop doing what you're doing. Obviously it's working, and congratulations. I want it to work for you. I want you to be able to smash it, and I want you to be, and if you're comfortable doing that for forever, but if you're interested in a bigger opportunity, if you're interested in something maybe a little bit more financially interesting, if you're interested in growing a network of people doing the same thing that you're doing, not just organically hoping that people upgrade at some point in time, but really taking charge of it. If you're interested in owning Miami, if you're interested in owning Atlanta, if you're interested in owning Arizona, if you're interested in owning the Southwest of the United States, if you're interested in helping expansion around the world, we need to have a conversation. And let me just, I'm all of the stuff that you're doing right now will work for everybody. And we have a business where millions of people can have success making a few extra dollars. But if you're like me and you have a bigger vision, bigger aspiration, you want to help more people, you want to expand this influence, you want to teach more people how to do what it is that you're doing, then we should talk. And it's a bigger conversation. You hear my language? My language is, we can use this beautiful thing that is helping so many people to have a few extra dollars, and we can use it to impact the whole world. But it's going to take some people who can help architect that and build structure around it and training around it and systems around it and vision and culture around it. And I need help because I can only reach so many people. So if you see yourself as part of that equation, then good, let's talk. Let's architect it. Let's map it out. Let's see what we can do. Now, if this feels dissonant to you at all, if you're just like, oh, this feels like a little aggressive, you're not going to get to $1 million a month. I mean, with that, you're maybe in 50 years, but what's going to happen? We're dealing with radical change in community so fast that I think you got to go back and read all of Jeff Bezos's annual reports, his letter to shareholders. There's books that have all of them put together. One of his principles early was get big fast. And that's my advice to you. You want to get to $1 million a month or $1 million a year, or $5 million a year? Get big fast. You slow and steady will not win the race. You got to get big fast, and it's going to take big language, big conversations, big challenges. You know, not everybody's going to step in, and we're not going to de-edify the people that are going to play slow. There's employees in Amazon too. There's customers of Amazon too. But it wasn't about the people who were saying, oh, we're going to get big fast. We're going to be irrational. We're going to be crazy. We're going to work 18 hours a day. We're going to do all this incredible stuff. We're going to be so obsessed about customers, nobody else is going to be able to do it. We're going to drive those prices down. We're going to innovate like crazy. We're going to make it one click. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do the next thing. Read those letters to shareholders, and you'll see a person who saw, and that's what it's going to require. I'll give you one more thing here. And I can go all day on this, but fourth is vision. It's going to require a vision, your ability to communicate a vision to the people on your team, and not everybody. Your vision is probably going to be uncomfortable to your company executives. Probably. They're like, your vision is going to be uncomfortable to guess where your biggest resistance is going to come from when it comes to your vision, when you decide you're going to go in this direction. Your existing team. Like, who the heck are you? Where did you come from? Who do you think you are? They're just like, oh, so what I'm doing is not good enough? Oh, I don't say no to your big vision. You don't know. You don't have family balance. Oh, stop. You're going to get it. I promise you. Family members are going to give it to you. Everybody's going to give it to you. Every time you're ready to go to the next level, you're going to be tested. The hurricane is coming. Every time you want to go to the next level, 100%. I've never gone to the next level in my life without a hurricane, without a tornado of some sort. And it's come in every different form or fashion that every time I'm like, okay, I'm ready to level up. Stuff's coming. And you got to be the lighthouse in the storm. Let the waves crash. Let the sirens blow. Let people freak out. Evacuation orders. No, you got to stand in the storm, in the lighthouse, once you make a big commitment like this, because it's not going to be comfortable. And they're going to try and convince you you're going to be accepted again when you stop. You're going to be loved again when you stop. You're going to be embraced again when you stop. Lines of structure, culture, approach, vision, right? It's going to require you to be irrational. The rational person conforms to the world in their point of view. The irrational person, the unreasonable person, asks the world to conform to their point of view. And the irrational, unreasonable person wins. They're the only reason why the world changes. Doing something crazy, doing something outrageous. So I just want you to, this is, we got 2 levels of the mastermind, just so you know. Level 1 is the regular mastermind. And everybody's welcome to be a part of that. The second piece is this. And it's way deeper. I guess we have a few slides on this. We're adding an 8-figure mastermind edition. I'll throw that up. Go ahead. Go ahead. On this side. Is it coming? There we go. For people committed to the $1 million a month, or at least the $1 million a month conversation, you might not be like, hey,